Hey everyone! Before we open today's file, please make sure to follow us on Instagram at d.s.radio, where you can find all the images that go along with today's case. You can drop us an email at contact.dsradio@gmail.com. You can find all of our socials in the Linktree bio on our Instagram profile, including links to merch. If you're feeling especially generous, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dystopian simulation radio, where you can get access to our exclusive Instagram page and make suggestions for upcoming episode topics that you would like us to cover. Speaking of Patreon, thanks to our Patreons, Riff Cult, Cropley Crab, Cash Broadus, Raspberry Jr., Jason R. Nelson, Creepy Paper, Jamie Sook, Michael Laughlin, Lindsay Keller, Mike Wright, Greer Weaver, Kelsey Carruthers, Linz Gibbon, Drake Holvig, Only Child, Michael M, Wesley Akers, Riaz K, Emily Medeiros, Pip, Heather Wynn, Graves, Devon Sweatshirt, The Ordained Sinister Minister, and Philip Hoffman.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dystopian Simulation Radio. My name is Chris, I'm your first host.
And my name is Linz. I'm your second host.
I think that's the second time we've done that weird introduction.
Oh well, we're going to stick with it. It's the only thing that comes out when we press record.
It does.
I panic and then we just say this, so this is the intro, everybody.
Willkommen! Linz.
Yes.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, feeling good.
Did you enjoy that special Christmas Q&A episode we just did?
Yes, I loved it. It was very fun. I'm thankful for all the questions. Learned a lot about you.
Well, I'm sorry. If you've got another Q&A question for us, please feel free to drop us a question, a direct message on Instagram at d.s.radio. We'll happily answer them on our next Q&A episode, which I don't know when it'll be, but we'll keep these questions.
Yep, but it will be at some point.
So Linz, today's file that comes to us from the archives. Mm-hmm. If I said to you, what is the world's deadliest creature, what would you say?
Probably. Oh, that the man-o-war, that jellyfish thing.
Ah, interesting.
Or some kind of spider, a snake, perhaps.
Well, to put it simply, you're wrong. So, here we go. These are the top 10 deadliest creatures according to number of victims. Number 10, tapeworms.
Ew.
Who kill on average 2,000 people a year. The next one, number 9, Ascaris roundworms, which are a type of parasite.
Oh, I know what those are. Disgusting.
Yeah, 2,500 people a year. In at number 8, scorpions.
Oh.
Who kill about 3,250 people a year.
Jeez.
Next up is a three-way tie for the 7, 6 and 5 positions, all killing about 10,000 people a year. We've got freshwater snails, which are a host for all kinds of horrible parasites.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Assassin bugs, which again transmit fatal diseases.
Like mosquitoes.
Like mosquitoes. Tsetse flies, which do the same thing.
Oh, flies.
Number 4. Dogs. Dogs kill 25,000 people a year.
To be honest, as someone who has lived in Bangkok, where the dogs roam the streets in packs and gangs and chase after your motorcycle, I can see that being a thing.
In at number 3, snakes.
Snakes. Always snakes.
Yeah, which kill 50,000 people a year.
Yeah, they're wriggly little assassins.
In at number 2, humans, counting homicides only. So if you were to count wars and other things, the death toll would be much higher.
It's definitely us.
The homicides every year average around 475,000, which is
I did
awful.
think it would be more, though.
And in at number 1, you mentioned them a little bit earlier, mosquitoes, who kill on average 1 million people a year.
Of course, yeah, of course. I never thought about them just transmitting diseases from person to person.
No. Now, of course, not listed is Communesi, whose death toll is too high to count, as we all know. But the creature that we're going to discuss today may not be in the top 10, but this particular individual creature has a confirmed kill count high enough to officially be a serial killer. Linz, have you seen the movie Jaws?
No, of course.
So as you know, in that movie, a great white shark munches its way through a coastline and seemingly targets the lead characters. And this is in a somewhat vengeful way, and indeed the fourth movie, which is spectacularly shit, is subtitled The Revenge.
Is that where it has a kid?
I've tried to block it out from my mind. It's so bad. But personally, I do feel that movie series never really properly get going until their fourth entry. Now, most animals don't act in such a way, i.e. vengeance. Most of them. We today aren't talking about a shark. I am sorry, Shark Files podcast. We are talking today about the great white shark of the land, brown bears.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm kind of scared of bears.
Well, you're going to be even more scared after this.
Yeah, I'm going to be more scary. Am I going to get tips?
Yes, please
from
tip
the
our
brand.
tip jar.
Yeah, we have a tip jar if you want.
We need coffee. We're drinking sparkling water. What's this shit?
How
Actually,
dare
it's really
you?
nice.
It's amazing.
Really nice. So for this file that we open today, we must travel to the far-off land of Japan.
Ooh, your favourite place.
Yeah. Specifically Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island, which is a rugged landscape filled with mountains, forests, and coffee vending machines. I know, I used to live there, and today's incident takes place in and around Tomamae, which is very close to where my wife is actually from.
Ooh.
So this file is the Tomamae Higuma Jiken, or in English, the Tomamae Bear Incident. Or perhaps we should call this the Tomamae Bear Incident 4, The Revenge. Let me set the scene for you. November 1915. Hokkaido is by this point in the year just starting to be covered in a thick layer of snow, making life in the small coastal towns of Hokkaido harder than it already was. Mid-November, the bear's first sighting. A large brown bear was spotted by a farm, terrifying the farm's horse, but leaving only with stolen harvested corn.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a lot of brown bears in Hokkaido?
There are a lot of brown bears
Oh,
in
okay.
Hokkaido. All up and down Japan, but especially in Hokkaido. And the other thing is that Hokkaido, at this point, was far from what you'd call... It was colonised, but it was far from what you would call civilised at this point. There was a lot of outposts, and they were very much still building. I mean, Sapporo is the big city on Hokkaido, and it's a very young city. It's modelled after Chicago, after it was rebuilt.
Okay.
Fire. So it tells you how young it is. The bear appeared again at the farm on the 20th of November, and the family feared that it was returning for the horse this time. And the farmer notified his son, who joined up with 2 local hunters to try and stop the creature. They laid in wait for days until the bear reappeared again on the evening of November 30th. Now, at this point in the year, Hokkaido is buried deep in snow. They shot at the bear from inside, but they didn't venture outside until the next morning. Then they found bloodstains in the snow and footprints leading away from the farm.
Oh.
They reasoned that the bear would now harbour a fear of humans and leave the settlement alone. They were wrong.
Dramatic lean into the mic.
The bear licked its wounds and vanished for a few days. Japanese brown bears are huge.
I was about to ask, are they different to other brown bears?
They're huge. They're just massive.
Bigger than the average bear?
Bigger than the average bear. I think black bears are bigger. I think they're the biggest, I think.
They're the ones that I was really scared of as a kid. We don't have bears here, obviously, but I saw one in an American movie once, and I was just like, nope.
I mean, grizzly bears are an American species of brown bear, but it's the same genus, I believe.
Yeah.
There's going to be a fucking Bear Files
Bear
podcast
Files.
that's going to get on me and go, no, we're not, they're completely separate.
Hopefully they do, if there is a Bear Files.
Yeah. Season 2 of Shark Files podcast. The town that I lived in would occasionally impose a temporary lockdown for like a couple of hours when one entered into the town until the authorities could be sure that it had returned back far enough. into the forest. But this bear was a titan amongst giants. It stood at 8 foot and 8.5 feet tall. Okay, just to put that into context for you, that is bigger than the Big Show, Paul White. That is bigger than Shaq and Andre the Giant as well. And it's like, I don't know, like 2.5 Rey Mysterios standing on top of each other.
Thank you for putting that into context
That's
for
fine.
me. Could not imagine 8 foot.
The bear also weighed 749 pounds. That's 340 kilograms, or for us
Louise.
Brits, 53.5 stone.
Damn.
Big boy. So he built like Arnold Schwarzenegger wishes he was, and pissed off from a bullet wound, and the bear re-emerged again on December the 9th. December 9th, the Ota residence, 10:15 in the morning. Mayu Abe and a baby called Mikio, that she was looking after but was not her daughter, were the only ones in the home until the bear entered.
He entered the home.
Came in the house.
Oh my God.
The bear lunged towards the infant, bit it on the head and killed it instantly. Mayu fought the bear by throwing firewood at it, and after realising that she couldn't save the child, tried to escape. Mayu did exit the building in the jaws of the bear, who overpowered her, killed her and dragged her lifeless body off into the forest.
Okay, when you started telling this story, I thought it was going to be a funny story about, a bear that started having like a one bear army against the residents of this town. I did not expect you to say he walked in, bit a baby's head off, and dragged a woman outside. Yeah, okay. What the hell?
Reports of the incident afterwards likened the scene inside the house to a slaughterhouse, with pools of blood on the floor and splatter everywhere.
Oh God, I guess because they just slap you with their claws, they just swipe and... I saw a video of a bear that got into somebody's vehicle and that thing was absolutely shredded.
They are powerful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let alone one that's 8'8".
I also saw this compilation of videos of I think it was Chinese tourists in Russia who were just approaching those bears they have basically enslaved on the street, doing dances or whatever, standing beside them, hugging them, stroking them, and the bears obviously attacking, and it's the fact that, okay, teddy bears are cute, this is a legit bear, one slap from that thing and your face is off. Bears are terrifying, and this one's 8 foot.
Exactly.
Over 8 foot.
Nearly,
this one's bigger than Andre the Giant.
You don't want to mess with this dude. December 10th. Upon the discovery of the scene, a search party is organised to find and kill the bear, as well as recover what they could of Mayu. I shit you not, they did not walk for 150 metres before the bear appeared.
Oh my God, he is like Michael Myers, but a bear.
Yeah. The 30 men in the party were taken aback because they did not expect to see the bear this bloody quickly, and 5 managed to let off shots, but only 1 was successful in hitting the massive target.
Bad shots, huh?
This was enough to chase off the enraged creature as it retreated into the trees. The search party then found Mayu. Her torso had been devoured and only her limbs and head remained.
Jesus.
The bear had apparently stashed these parts in the snow, using them as a fridge freezer to come back to munch on later.
Oh my God, that's horrific. Also, it's been shot twice.
And it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
December 10th. Afternoon. A meeting is held to form a posse to protect the town, as the villagers were sure that the bear would strike again by this point. Of course it would, they reasoned. It now had obtained a taste for human flesh.
Yeah, it's pretty much there's just meat walking around here, keeping itself fresh until I come along. Yeah, exactly.
December 10th, 8 p.m. at night. The bear returns to the Ota residence, but the posse is waiting nearby. A villager managed to shoot at the bear, which retreats, and the 50-man strong posse arrives, hearing the commotion, and gives chase to the bear's trail, or what they thought was the bear's trail.
Oh God, what is it now?
December 10th. 8:10. Women and children had gathered in the nearby Miyoyuke household, guarded by the posse who were eating their dinner when they were alerted to the bear at the Ota residence.
Oh, that's great. The people who the posse protecting you is just having casual lunch. Okay.
So, the men rushed off upon hearing the gunshot and followed the creature, but they left the Miyoyuke residence unguarded except for one man. Yeo Miyoyuke was looking after everybody as the lady of the household and was preparing food whilst carrying her young son on her back.
Oh no, why do I feel like I know where this is going?
She heard a noise outside, presumably a and suddenly the window broke and the bear came flailing through in an enraged state. In a panic, the hearth was extinguished from the falling liquid, candles fell on the floor, and the entire house plunged into darkness. So this was actually quite reminiscent of the subway scene in Predator 2. They are now in pitch black, with a deadly hunter who can see at night among them.
And smell.
Exactly.
Amazingly. Oh my god.
The bear bit and slashed at everyone it could reach, taking down Yeo and her son and pinning them to the floor. The guard, who had been left, ran for the door, and the bear left the mother and child and pursued the man, who hid beneath furniture but left his back exposed, leaving it to be slashed to pieces by the bear's claws. The behemoth then killed 2 children and injured many more. A pregnant woman named Take was also attacked and killed by the bear. Statements from survivors claimed that she begged the bear to eat her, but not to touch her belly.
So, this bear isn't hungry, he's got beef with these people.
He is going full out enraged.
He's took 3 bullets, he's smashed through glass window. He cannot be hungry.
No, this is insane. There's some theories as to what was going on, but we'll come to those at the end.
Was he trying to get in the last few meals before hibernation?
You're not too far off.
All right. I won't bury the lead, as you would say.
So the posse returned to the Miyoke house to hear a cacophony of a massacre taking place inside. Some suggested, hey, why don't we burn the house down? But the lead man of the group forbade it in case that there were, surviving children in there.
This posse is the worst bear hunting posse you could ever imagine. Like, they leave the people they're meant to protect, they eat on the job. I'd rather just take my chances by myself.
The lead man of this posse ordered that they split in 2 and cover the back and front of the house. The bear exited the house shortly thereafter from the front, but managed to escape in the general confusion. Guards entered the home carrying torches and found a horrific scene of dead bodies and severely injured women and children. They found Take, the pregnant woman, who had been partially eaten, yet her belly remained untouched.
Oh, okay.
They actually recovered the fetus from her stomach, which when they removed it was still alive, however, passed away shortly afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have much hope.
Most of these men from the posses proceeded to then abandon their post and membership of the posse at
What
this
a
point,
surprise.
as the violence was too great. Remember, these were just regular people for the most part. The only people who remained members of the posse were those who were veterans of wars.
Okay, fair enough.
So while all of this was going on, Yeo Miyoke's husband, Yasutaro, was actually away from the town running errands. Word reached him of the bear's first attack before he left to run errands. On the way back home, he visited the home of Hikechi Yamamoto, a famed bear hunter.
Where was he before?
Well, he was in a completely different place. He told Yamamoto about the first incident, and Yamamoto responded, "It could only be Keizake, the gigantic brown bear that he's long hunted." Now, the name Keizake translates to diagonal slash from the shoulder. Mm-hmm. He had long suspected Keizake of the murders of 3 women previously. However, he couldn't help. He was old, out of the game, and he sold his last rifle for a bottle of sake.
Oh,
and
man.
refused to help.
So this is going to be like a Rocky Balboa story. I can feel it. There's a montage coming where he's off the bottle and back on the rifle.
So disappointed, Yasutaro returned to his village, unaware of the massacre that had taken place at his home.
Oh, God, yes.
December 11th, Yasutaro returns home to find the town completely empty as a ghost town, as everyone was held up in the school trying to formulate a plan. The townspeople believed that the bear would appear again at the Miyoke homestead, as it had previously done at the Ota residence, reappeared again the next day at the same place. The now diminished posse staked out that home, but the bear did not reappear.
There's nothing left for him, really, is there?
December 12th, news of the attacks had reached the local government, and a 5-man sniper team was assembled of experienced woodsmen led by the chief of police, Chief Inspector Suga, who also planned to attend the scene. Suddenly, the door flew open, and a bottle of sake smashed on the ground in front of Suga's feet. It was Heikichi Yamamoto, the bear hunter, who looked up and said, "You got a rifle with my name on it? I got some unfinished business with that brown bastard."
Really?
Okay, I might have made that last bit up.
Damn it! I thought that was too cool. I was like, you are kidding.
But Yamamoto did join the team.
He's here to chew bubble gum and kill bears. And he's all out of bubble gum.
The team made their way up to the site where they met up with the remaining existing posse, and a plan was hatched. A horrific plan.
Oh, God.
They would lure
Fueled by sake.
more than likely. They would lure the bear out with the human remains from the attack 2 days earlier. This went over like a fart in church, but the men ploughed ahead anyway, and lo and behold, the bear did re-emerge, but it appeared very wary and retreated back into the forest. The men lay in wait, hoping that it would return, while the villagers stayed together inside the school. But nothing. December 13th, dawn. The Ota residence, again. A patrol finds the bear had returned there after it was spotted by the sniper team.
Feeling snacky.
The bear had ransacked the home, and it was discovered it had damaged at least 8 other houses while all the villagers cowered in the school. The bear had eaten the winter store of food in all of these houses, moving on from simple murder to economic terrorism. The guards, now 60 strong, made an ice bridge and a wall as a defence for the town.
What?
It's like Game of Thrones.
An ice bridge.
Nothing was seen of the bear all day and night, except for one shadow. A guard called out to it, but received no response. So, fuck it. Decided to take a pot shot at it anyway.
Oh no, that's a bad idea.
December 14th. The guards head out to check the site of the pot shot taken, and they find bear prints and a trail of blood. Yamamoto, our alcoholic bear hunter, realised that now was the moment. He grabbed a local guide, and the pair of them took off into the mountains before the snow could cover the tracks any further, and did not alert anybody else to what they were doing. He reasoned that 2 men could be more stealthy than a group, and he rationalised this to himself as he waded through the thick, powdery snow.
How old was he again?
I think he was in his late 50s at this time. I'm not sure the exact age.
Oh, no spring chicken.
No. Yamamoto knew Keisazake's behaviour, and he thought like a bear in order to be such a successful bear hunter. And eventually, after a long trail, he found the bear resting by a tree.
Oh, caught him off guard, eh? Getting a little shot eye after all the killing and murdering of the townspeople.
Showing absolutely zero fear, he loaded his gun and got within 20 metres of this mastodon. The bear reared up, exposing his chest, and bang! The first shot goes straight through the bear's heart. That was not enough to stop him.
What? Jesus Christ.
Bang! The second shot pierces the bear's brain and fells the giant beast like a giant redwood in the forest, ending the week-long ordeal for the townsfolk.
What was the body count at this point?
I'll move on to that in a second.
Okay.
But an autopsy was carried out, and the remains of the victims were found in the bear's stomach, confirming that the kill had eliminated the bear in question. The bear's skin and skull were initially kept but disappeared at some point across the years. Days after the attack, a young boy succumbed to his wounds and brought the bear's final kill count to 7. The town became a ghost town following the incident, but now boasts a museum to the event featuring recreations of the real-life slasher film.
Road trip.
This is probably my favourite note of the whole piece. The son of the village mayor at the time of the incident, that is, vowed to take revenge and to kill 10 bears for every human that bear had killed.
Oh, that's not a great
No, not really.
form of revenge, is it?
However, in 1962, he had killed 102 bears and then passed on the mantle to his son, who in turn became a bear hunter, tracking one particular bear for 8 years before finally making the kill. So, Linz, why did this happen? Any ideas?
I think he was really big, really hungry. He was like, damn, the snow's really thick, I gotta hibernate, and I didn't work to find any food all winter. I'm just gonna frenzy on these nice, delightful people here.
I mean, kind of. Bears are ferocious creatures. They're not to be messed with, but they don't normally seek out humans.
Yeah.
Certainly not to be terrorising towns. It has been suggested that the bear woke up early from hibernation.
Oh, God. He was hungry.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, that this is November and December. The bear really shouldn't be out until the spring.
Yeah.
Deforestation is likely to have played a role in this, as Hokkaido was modernising at the time.
Okay.
And the bear was likely ranging into the town as it had lost its hunting ground and animals to hunt within it. However, this bear seems especially violent for waking up early and being a little bit hungry. However, this is nuts. This is
I did not expect to ever hear this story. Like, you see how big my eyes were when you were telling it to me. I was really enjoying that.
Now, I think this could be made into an absolutely amazing movie. There is one movie that was made of it, which has got Sonny Chiba in it, which is called Yellow Fangs.
Ooh.
Which is good. It's good, but it's not quite up to the horror that this is. I mean, I think this could be made into a proper horror movie.
Yeah, we could do a good job of this.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine just, like, seeing the bear?
I think the way you described the old bear hunter.
Yeah, well,
What was his name?
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It's got all of the elements of a movie.
I would call it Yamamoto.
The fact that he, like, comes out of retirement to hunt that one brown bear.
Like Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
Wait, it could be like Bubba Hotep, but with this old guy they're trying to get on this bear.
What a movie.
I know.
If you haven't seen Bubba Hotep, seek it out now. If you like Bruce Campbell, I totally.
Yeah, I almost said Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. If you like Bruce Willis, check it out. But if you like Bruce Campbell, definitely check it out. It's an underappreciated classic. That is the file of the Tomamae brown bear incident. Linz, what are your thoughts on just this in general? Were you expecting this to be where I was going with this?
No, not at all. I mean, like, the fact that he got shot 3 times and he kept going and coming back, like, I don't know if there was, like, a lack of other food sources that he would keep coming to an area where he was getting shot at. You know, like, it does seem like he was like, instead of scaring him off, they pissed him off and he was like, screw you guys. Like, I'm going to eat every single last one of you. But he did when they all hid in the school. Like, he went to that one house and just raided the pantry.
Yeah.
So I think, like, it obviously he was just starving, like, super hungry.
Like, bears are dangerous creatures, as are many, many creatures out there. Much like, you know, the shark in Jaws, you know, great white sharks are not completely unthinking monsters. Neither are bears, neither is any animal. They're motivated by certain things. And in this case, it seems to be motivated by...
Mostly food.
By food. And it keeps coming back to the source where it knows it's getting food from.
Yeah, it was worth the gunshot, the bullet wounds, apparently. I guess that when they shot him, they just grazed him or something.
I mean, you know, if you think if you're that big, you know, if you
Yeah,
like
it didn't hit
53.5 stone.
Yeah,
like, you know,
if it doesn't hit anything vital.
you know, I mean, if you think humans can survive, you know, a regular human could
Yeah.
survive a bullet wound if it doesn't pierce an artery or go through a major organ or
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, a bear, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I doubt they're very easy to kill either. I mean,
No.
that's a big ass thing. I mean, the team that they sent was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, imagine those guys in the movie.
I know, completely useless. They just needed one man. I mean, for me, the whole movie element of this is the fact that it's like the guy who's out hears tale of this attack, decides, I'm going to stop off at this old bear hunter's place. And then he comes back and there's been an attack on his place.
Yeah.
And then that bear hunter comes back and comes with the team, and it's like, if I'm doing this, that old man has got to be like Vin Diesel.
No, not Vin Diesel. I don't know what, like...
Well, he's Japanese, so he wouldn't make a very good Japanese man.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't have any, like, Westerners in this film whatsoever.
Maybe like Bito Takeshi or something like that.
Maybe
you
can make an appearance.
I'm not Japanese.
No, but you could make an appearance.
I could be the bear.
Yeah, as the teller. Like, just from the back, you could be holding a book.
Yeah.
Like, telling the tale.
Let me tell you the story.
Of the greatest bear hunter to ever exist.
He was a massive alcoholic and he sold his last gun.
And it's like a silhouette of him and he goes with a shotgun. That was more like a whip, but yeah.
His shotgun whip.
he had his own special techniques, you know, of dominating bears.
Pistol whip. So that is the end of this story of this file.
This horrific file of baby's head getting chomped.
And
Didn't expect that so early in the evening. Thank you, Chris.
No, you're welcome. So this is really, really interesting. The thing that I find so interesting about this is that it happened so close to where I live, where my wife's from. Obviously, not in the same time frame.
My wife. Chris always mentions wrestling and his wife. His two loves.
And I got Andre the Giant and the Big Show and Rey Mysterio in this as well.
Yeah, you did. You shoehorned a lot of wrestling in here.
You're welcome. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening to this file today. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with another file. It'll be Linz's case to tell us about next time.
Yeah.
Which you haven't written yet, so you don't know what it is.
No, but you know it's me, so you know what kind of themes I'm interested in, from the bizarre to the paranormal.
If you enjoyed this about the Tomamae brown bear incident,
I did.
Please let us know on our Instagram at d.s.radio. And thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget, if you did really enjoy it, we do have a tip jar right there where you can leave us enough for a coffee, however much it would cost in your country.
There's gingerbread lattes in season.
There are.
Yeah. Just saying.
Fucking expensive, man.
Well, not that bad. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening, and thanks Chris for such a great and also horrific story and a little bit of history.
That's fine.
You always got a little bit of history with Chris.
Got it. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mwah.
Yamamoto new K.